Hi, good evening. Welcome. This is going to be a bit of a mega unboxing tonight. Should be a little bit of fun. So join in. What have we got today? We've got the Kobo Elipsa 2E to unbox. Then we're going to look at the Dooji V30T unboxing. I have no idea what to expect for that other than it's a phone. We'll talk about that when we get there. Should be pretty exciting. Also, the new work profile is working on books, so that should be an interesting one. A wallet, Ekster Wallet to look at, and these are the Solos 2 smart glasses, so it's all to come up. There'll be time for a little bit of Q&A. First of all, though, I want you to help me decide something, please. I want you to help me decide, what am I going to daily drive next? I'm going to open this Kobo Elipsa 2E today. Fantastic. Can't wait to try that one out. And this is my first time I've had a look at it, so you're going to get my first thoughts on that live today, which is a new way of doing things, I suppose, but I think it will be a bit more sustainable. But I'd like your help on this question. What should I daily drive next? Because obviously I test these out. This is what I do for you. I test out these devices at work, not just play about with them and show you what it looks like and show you some of the features. I actually use each device for at least 2 weeks. So what should I use next? Because I've got lots of things to be excited about. I've got the new remarkable keyboard case, which I unboxed last week or so live. That's really exciting. I really want to get into using that at work for a good period of time. And as I'm going to talk about today, the updates to the books now mean that Work Profile works really well on it, Microsoft Work Profile, and that could make it a really valuable device for work. So very warm welcome to you all. Let me know in the chat that you're hearing this loud and clear. Let me know what you think I should go for out of these 3 devices as my next kind of daily driver. I'm currently using the Tab X, but I've tested that to the point where I can definitely give you a good review of that. What shall I use next? I'm just not sure, you know. I don't know. I want to decide today on this live stream, please. What shall we actually use? What do you want to see? It's kind of like, what review do you want to see sooner? And a big hello to you if you're watching the replay as well. Leave your thoughts about that question or anything else in this in the chat, in the comments box as well. Let's get on with, if you've seen the thumbnail, seen the title, this is probably what you've come to see. So let's go ahead and well, I'm going to get into the main view of this. I think I don't want to solo it. I want to I think I might have to solo it at first, at least. This is the Kobo Elipsa 2E. Very excited to see this, the books update. Yeah, we'll get there. We will get there. I will have time for Q&A towards the end. So there's no rush for any of those things. But if you've got any thoughts about that, then do just fire them in. Which one I should be using next? This is the Kobo Elipsa 2E. So 2 because it's the 2nd generation. E, and that kind of stands for environmentally conscious design. Let's see, they've made it with recycled plastic here. So here we go. Let's solo layout that. It's not been packaged. It's not brand new because they have actually sent me a review copy that's, I guess, been reviewed by somebody else, which is absolutely awesome. This is one that I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to send back at some point because this is, it came with a self-addressed return envelope. So they definitely are wanting it back at some point. Here it is. I hope it's got a bit of charge on it. I did have a little chat with them and they have actually, don't think it's going to go into its sort of first startup mode when I turn it on, because they have actually loaded it with an account so I can try out the new thing that they're pushing with this one, which is the new library. So we're going to talk about the library. I'm really interested to see what they've done. Something they definitely see is in, something they definitely needed to add, they have done, which is the difference between colder blue light and this, the warm light. So that's definitely a big plus straight away. We're going to have a little look for it, but obviously we want to see what else is in the box if you were to get this, and have a look at what else they've sent me. They have changed the stylus. Feels a lot lighter than the previous one because the previous one had the, I didn't like that, but it had the AAA battery in the back, which I'm glad we haven't got that anymore. You do get a USB cable. It's a nice braided cable, it looks like. You do get a quick start guide, and I think just 2 spare nibs in here. I'm not even going to open those up. I'll do that another time if I need to. It looks like it's not really the sort of, well, it's not a Wacom pen. That's one thing I do wish they'd added, was Wacom. It is, I think, the same standard as the previous one, the same type of pen, and I'll be interested to see whether indeed it works along with the older Kobo pen. We will see. What else did they send? Have a quick look. We package. They sent the sleep cover, so I'll get that out and we'll have a look at that. And they sent me a few little bits of detail as well, which I haven't had a good look through yet, but I will in terms for the full review, obviously. Let's get the sleep cover out and have a look at this, because one thing that I don't think many people loved about the previous one was its cover. And having seen how this works on some other unboxings and reviews, I think this is a better option. Let's have a little look though. Yeah, so it doesn't have a back. So it's using, if you like, the back of the device as the back of the case as well. And its pen just lives in there, I think. Can it snap on either side? That is my question. Solo that layout for a little while, so we just have a quick look at it. Yeah, that's quite nice. It's quite a bit nicer, but it's a bit weird to have that bumped up at one end and not covering the whole thing. And again, they're just, it's a little bit thick and plasticky just here as well. But okay, the front of it feels really nice. That does feel really nice, to be quite honest. The front of it does feel really nice, and it is a better design than the bucket thing they had before. Pen just sits in there. That's cool. What's different about the pen? Well, now instead of 2 buttons on it, which I had before, there's just 1 button here. Take that off. Just 1 button there, which is like highlight. And the eraser is actually on the back now. And I have one more thing to do, everybody, before we move on, because we don't want to know how it feels on its plasticky screen protector that it comes with from the factory. This is not a screen protector. This is just for packaging, if you like. We don't know how that feels. We want to know how the actual screen itself feels. So say they did send me this loaded with an account which has access to their new Kobo Plus, which I think that should be an interesting thing to have, is the Kobo Plus, which is essentially, it's a library lending feature as well. So we'll be able to have a little look at that. We'll be able to have a little look at that, and it's linking with audiobooks, a little bit like Kindle Unlimited and Audible linked together on the Kindle. So I'll be really interested to try that out over the weeks that I get to live with this device. So what do you think? Shall I make this one that I daily drive for now? So the Kobo Elipsa, let's have a quick look at the website. £350 this time, the Elipsa 2E, which is more than the Elipsa itself, I believe. Although you can get that with its pack, so it might be still better value in some ways. You have to buy the sleep cover and the replacement nibs as separate in this one. They're going for read up, write down as their kind of tagline in this one. And then this is their Kobo Plus new lending library that they have. They're starting to push. So let's get into a little bit of testing. Let me know in the chat what you want to see tested about it. I'm not going to obviously do that much today. I'm just going to give you my first thoughts straight out of the box. You can let me know what else you want to see about the Kobo Elipsa 2E. Obviously, we're enjoying a nice non-alcoholic beverage tonight as well. So pull one up, let me know what you think about things you see, ask questions, fire those in the chat as we go along. There'll be questions and answer at the end as well. Got lots of things to unbox today, so I'm not going to spend all that much, but I'm interested to see, well, the audiobook functionality. There's something that I might be able to listen to coming up in the box. So this non-alcoholic beverage tonight, we've got Staedtler non-alcoholic spirits, so, and Staedtler and tonic. So it's a very, very pleasant drink. Really nice, really refreshing. Let's get into it. Yeah, am I going to mention it in comparison to Remarkable? Not right now, but I will do a comparison video coming soon. No problem at all. So let's go ahead. First thing I always like to test, obviously, is notebooks. Now, if you haven't used or seen a Kobo platform before, there are two things that it has: a basic notebook and an advanced notebook. So let's go ahead and basic first. Give that a try and see how the pen performs in terms of its kind of speed, its latency. I'm not going to be able to test it, and its feel. Oh, I accidentally hit that eraser. And I've got the pen tools up here. We've got much. Yeah, fountain pen, ballpoint, no pencil. I really like to see pencils on these things. They're clearly not. They've got a brush though. Not really intending this to be a drawing, like artwork type device. Probably will spend most of my time in the ballpoint pen, which is quite nice. This is a nice feel. It's the feel is good. It's, you know, it's not sort of crazy textured, but it's also not silly plastic, or it's not glassy feeling as well. It's quite good. Yeah. Okay. So first thoughts about that. It's quite nice. The latency is it feels better, but I'm actually going to put it side by side with the original Elipsa as well, so we'll be able to see that. That was something that they did need to improve. So the things that I was really looking forward to them improving was the improved light. Swipe up from the bottom, I think, to get you need to go back out like this. With having the dual colors, that's an absolute must. That's in there. The things that I was really looking forward to see was that they maybe have, well, they've gone from battery to a USB charging at least, which is better, but it's still not perfect because the Wacom doesn't need to be charged at all, and it's super fast and excellent in terms of its pressure levels and responsiveness and tilt, etc. I don't think this will have tilt. And the other thing that I wanted to see them was that actually they would improve the speed of the handwriting recognition. So the advanced notebook has handwriting recognition. The advanced notebook has handwriting recognition built in, and I really wanted to see that they have improved the speed of that. And what I would really like to see is that it would do the recognition in the background. So let's have a test out of handwriting recognition. It's quick. It certainly is quick, isn't it? Does it do it in the background? Not necessarily. Now, when I first tested this out, I was actually super impressed because I thought when it first came out, it was actually one of the best implementations. And it is actually, by the way, I haven't put it on the Wi-Fi, so it's actually doing all that offline. So that's good as well. And now that seemed a lot quicker than the previous Kobo, but we'll try it out again next door to the previous Kobo, first of all. Oh, you do have an option to write a lot and then convert all, which is quite good as well. But actually it's the way you edit the handwriting, the recognition afterwards, that was actually really quite intuitive, and I was really quite impressed. Let's just have a quick look through how you actually edit the handwriting. Scribble to delete words or characters, swipe down to create a space between characters or a new line, swipe up to join, so down cuts it basically, up gets rid of the space, underline to create a heading style, circle words to highlight them, and double tap to convert or toggle the text size for easier editing. So, and then it does diagrams and equations in their own little thing as well. Your notebook is responsive. Add, move, or resize content as needed. Even your handwritten notes can reflow automatically. All right, cool. So let's try and edit this. So I can add a space, but I get rid of a space, or that's quite easy to do, isn't it? I can delete something, and then I can write something in, and it puts it in just like that. So it is actually really easy. Not that I've needed to do any of that on here, because it's just done it, hasn't it? And then it will go back to being small, although it didn't. Yeah, okay, so that was easy as well. Look, it put it on the second line. Hasn't done a capital there. That's good. That's good, isn't it? So the handwriting recognition experience is good. Now hang on. This is the type of thing. What do you mean double tapping a block? What? Okay. What was I going to write? So handwriting. Can you see occasionally I'm hitting the dot and it's not quite leaving a mark, and that is possibly because it isn't quite as responsive. What's happened here? The pen isn't quite as responsive as the Wacom is, and I'm used to tapping it lightly. It feels like you have to press maybe slightly harder. Yeah, but it's getting it accurately every time. So that's good. That seems really good. Right, I will try comparison in a little while. Yeah, I'm wondering that as well compared to the previous one. We'll get there. And yeah, we're going to pop them on the screen together in just a few moments. So yeah, I do like the new design. I do like the new case. The back of it's lovely. The plastic feels great despite it being recycled. No reason why it shouldn't be feeling great, even though it's recycled. The Advanced Notebook seems at first glance a bit faster, but you saw occasionally those slight moments there where it's being a little bit jumpy and doing something a bit funny there. It does have insert diagrams, look, so you can actually make, oh, what happened there? You can make shapes which it will actually convert into real shapes, like so. So it's good for like flowcharty things. Although I used this recently when I was writing some of a physics book. I used it with maths equations, and I really was hopeful that it would let me do diagrams for things like circuit diagrams, etc., and do maths type. So let's just do Kirchhoff's second law. So the sum of the EMFs is equal to the sum of the PDs around a closed loop. Are you going to get that? Do I have to press something? Convert. It's got it. It's got it pretty much, although I think that's a lowercase rather than an uppercase. So let's see if I can change that. Not quite the right symbol. No. Yeah, they just need to get rid of this by an update. They just need to stop it covering my screen with a little converting thing and just do it in the background. Yeah, for whatever reason, it's struggling with the uppercase. It's an epsilon, isn't it? It's just done capital E, which is a commonly used symbol for EMF in any case. But so it can do maths type, it can do just fine. And then this will just be exported into either Dropbox or now Google Drive as well. So that's another thing they've added into the Kobo Elipsa 2E is Google Drive rather than just Dropbox, which is one of the first things. Okay, I'm just going to really quickly shift around the thing, see if it's kind of slow in terms of going around. Here's some books that they've added onto it as well with Kobo Pub plus audiobooks. I don't know if they've got my reading my reading habits quite down. Is that something about chemistry? Yes. So there we go. I can listen to lessons in chemistry, or I can go into the whole, I think, of the Kobo library. I'd need to go onto the internet to do that, so I won't do that right now, but I should be able to hook it up and actually do a little bit of listen of that chemistry book before we go today. So a lot of people have been asking for a side-by-side, so I aim to please. Let's go for that. Here is the original Kobo, the original Elipsa, I should say, right next to it. Let's wake it up again. They are, I think, identical in terms of the actual device size, but you can probably just about see that this is much larger in terms of its footprint because of this bucket kind of case that they went with, which just never looked or really floated anyone's boat. So this is the Kobo Plus thing. I had this on this screen just so I thought I'd point this out again. Look for titles enabled Kobo Plus in our catalog. Add the ebooks or audiobooks you want to your books. Sync your reader app to the Kobo Plus books. Listen to your Kobo Plus audiobooks with the free Kobo app for iOS or Android. So you can also get Kobo Plus on your smartphone as well. So does it do? Firstly, yes, this pen seems to work with it just fine. Let's just make a new. Let's make a new advanced one again. Typing didn't work very well there. And let's go back into the advanced notebook here. Clear everything out. So we've got the same kind of blank space. And let's just see about the speed. So handwriting recognition speed. Both really quick, actually, weren't they there? Anyway, so it kind of makes me think that maybe some of the kind of bits where it gets a bit of a slowdown is perhaps when you've been using it for some time and you've got a lot of handwriting within the same advanced notebook. I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying that the processor has been updated, is a slightly faster processor, but we will see. We'll see in the kind of long term, really. Don't think I did check that it was the most recent. I did check that it was it was on the most recent update, and it was. So there's nothing there. What I would say straight off is that this feels a bit softer in a way. This feels a bit harder. The pens work on both. There is essentially no difference. I prefer, in fact, the new pen, just the way it feels. The nib on this one sort of slightly goes. There's a slight clicky indent to it, which I'm not a big fan of that. I've seen a reviewer somewhere say they preferred that version than this one. No, I prefer this new pen. Also, having the eraser on the back is better than the button. You see the accidental times I press the button as well. So yeah, like it. There is a magnetic snap. Oddly, the magnetic snap sits just there. But it does on that as well. So it's almost like it doesn't. Almost like it isn't meant to. Surely that can't be right. So you're not looking at the same thing as me. There is a magnetic snap of some sort, but it's not going anywhere. It's not staying neatly anywhere. Is it on the other side? That's odd. Just sort of sits there. and then you can put it in the case. But it magnetically snaps to this side as well, so that's, I'm just not sure what's quite going on there. Okay, so and as I said, let's just have a quick sort of scan around the devices to see if we get, like, I'm just going to press menus to see if we've got any more speed from either of them. And seem to be pretty much running the same. Yeah, seem to have pretty much a similar level of performance in that really quick look there. And then lastly, of course, the color. You just have this new natural light, and they look quite similar there. I think the screens are pretty much, to all intents and purposes, the same, apart from now, of course, you can have that warm light, and it's nice that you can set a bedtime and it can automatically switch at any point. So good. So any other questions before we move on to the next thing we're going to take out of a box today? Any other questions about the Kobo Elipsa 2E? I'm going to sort of leave it around in any case to have a little look at any point. Couple of questions about it so far. Does it do handwriting to text in a PDF? I haven't loaded any PDFs on it, but I think, does that mean like it comes through as a PDF? No, it comes through as a Word document. So when you go advanced, you can export it in here, and well, you can export it to either Dropbox. I'm guessing you can put it to Google Drive there, I would hope, because they've definitely got that integration now as well, or you can hook it up by a cable. But in any case, in my experience, it comes through as a Word document, which is perfectly fine. Page turn buttons, yeah, nobody seems to be wanting to give us physical buttons in a reader of this size anymore. Yeah, interesting. How is the new pen? So I prefer the new pen, certainly because of the charging thing, and it just feels lighter and more balanced because of that as well. It doesn't have that big battery in the back as well. Generally, I'm pretty happy with that so far as an improvement to the older Elipsa. Is it better than other devices? Well, we'll see in a comparison. The Elipsa had some catching up to do, let's be honest, with other devices. And something they could have done would have been to give us a Wacom pen rather than this standard. But I guess they're not going to give up on this Elipsa pen quite that easily. Yeah, somebody asked, do notebooks take up much space? I saw the Scribe's available in 3 storage sizes. I'm not sure what storage size I have here. I guess it must be in device info. I would say no, that the things won't take up that much space. This has got 32 gigabytes. I don't think there's any other options of different sizes when you order. It just seems to be one. This is only 32 gigabytes. The thing that would take up space would be audiobooks, but when you're finished reading them, the normal thing to do is just to take them off the device, and they'll still be available in the cloud, etc. The notebooks themselves don't tend to take up space on the Eink device all that much anyway. Any other questions? That's absolutely delightful. That is a Seedlip and tonic, really nice non-alcoholic drink. Join me in a non-alcoholic drink and sit back and chill, and we're going to do some more unboxings because I've got a few to do. This is a new phone from a company called Doogee. Have any of you heard of Doogee? Any experience of Doogee at this point? Let me know in the chat. Also, please, reminder, just let me know what you think I should daily drive next. I'm really not sure. Should I daily drive the the Kobo Elipsa 2E? That's what my gut is kind of telling me to go with. But I also want to live with the remarkable type folio for a little while, and also, as we'll be talking about in a little while, the book's work profile. I want to live with that as well. So this is the Dooji V30T. Let me know which one you think I should daily drive next, and let's get on and we'll unbox this Dooji V30T. Any experience with Doogee, please, I'd like to know. I'm interested. I'm interested to know. Okay, so here we go. I have very little expectations with this. Like not low expectations. I just don't know really what I'm getting into. I've had a little look on their website, of course, and they've sent me a little bit of information about it, just specs really. So let's go through some of the specs. It says it conforms to the Japan Audio Association standard. Not sure what that means. Is that high resolution audio, so crisp and clear, I guess, for calls, etc. They say it's an octa-core processor. Nice. An octa-core processor with 2.6 gigahertz, 6 nanometer process. That's quite heavy. Oh, that is a heavy chunk of a phone. It is designed, I think, to be a rugged phone for use for outdoors. They've sent me a screen protector in there as well. That's cool. I'll put that on at some point. I'm not doing that live on air though. And they actually have given us a charger, although they've given me an EU charger. That's no problem though. Nice C2C charger and a C2C cable. So let's pop that to one side. Hope it's got a little bit of charging on it. If not, we're not going to see much of it right now, but I will get back to you with a longer review. That is a industrial feeling phone there. Cool. Really, some of the other features though about it. AI triple camera here on the back is what they're calling this. 108 megapixel main camera. So one of the things I've loved about the recent generations of Samsung phones is, loads of other phones actually, is the high megapixel main cameras, because they do work really well even when they're scaled down. It has a full HD plus 120 hertz IPS screen. It's got a triple camera, 20 megapixels and 16 megapixels the other two, not sure which one's which. And it has a Sony night vision camera, so that's an interesting one to think about. One of these, the 20 megapixel one, is a Sony night vision camera, they call it. Not sure if it's a infrared camera or not. It does have a front camera here as well, which is a Sony 32 megapixel front camera. It's got 12 gigabytes of RAM. It's also got up to 8 gigabytes of expanded RAM, which means it uses some of the actual device's storage as a sort of extra bit of RAM. It's water resistant IP68. It's got a side fingerprint reader, which is something that I always prefer. It supports Google Play. It's got Gorilla Glass, which is again going into that kind of rugged phone look here. And it is Android 12 on board here as well. So let's peel this little bit of information off. Oh, some chunk that is. It's got a SIM card tray. This isn't the case. This is part of the phone. It's sort of screwed into the phone. Let's see if we've got a boot up. Let's see if we've got some battery in it, and we can just get the thing booted up straight away. Interesting. Whilst it's doing that, let's have a little look at oh yeah, English UK, please, if possible. Is that just English? United Kingdom. We'll just need to connect to Wi-Fi. And what I'll do is I'll just pop up and you can have a little look at the website itself. This is the Dooji website. V30T is the name of this particular model. I really wasn't expecting it to be quite as heavy as that. I guess it's just because I've never used a phone like this, but if you know you need a rugged phone, this will be the one. That would be what you want, something that feels like it's going to manage being dropped or having things dropped on it. Let's have a little look down through. It's $550 is the price of this phone. All the things have just gone through here as well. Different colors. What color have I got? Black, basically, haven't I? I think. And there's a kind of nice pinkish one. I'm sure that's a popular choice as well. Am I going to daily drive this? Is another question. So I am connected now. All right, so what's next? Getting your phone ready. This may take a few minutes. Maybe we need to move on and have a look at something else as well. But I'll be back with this. Might get time to come back to this in a little while. I'm not going to make this my daily driver in all things, but I am interested in looking at new phones as well. And one thing I would really like to look at is I'd really like to look at Eink phones at some point in the future, because I think that they could really work. And to something in the next little section to talk about that as well. Right, let's move on for a little bit at least and come back to this potentially. Let's move on to our work profile in books. Any thoughts about this one so far? Some quick questions then. No problem at all. Do I recommend the Remarkable tool or Supernote for note-taking only? Oh, that's the eternal question, isn't it? They are the two pure note takers. Remarkable is perhaps the best note taker, just as a pure note taker. But if you're a writer, then the A5X is fabulous as well. You could build a house with that thing. I think that's the idea as well. It's you know, it is an absolute chunk. So I'll come back to this once I've got it actually in as well. And let's go on and we'll talk about the work profile on books next. So books Tab Ultra and Tab X have actually added work profile mode, which was something that, although it seemed like it would be really useful to use, Microsoft apps on here for your work, if you've got any kind of lockdown work server, Microsoft server, then you're going to need to be able to use work apps. And you can see now they are working. So the way to get this working is to, well, my suggestion is to first of all download Company Portal, or Microsoft Intune it's called. Download that app and then sign into that first and set up your work profile in that before you do anything. And then go into settings and you'll see in settings, you will see apps and notification, and you'll see work profile here. Okay, now work profile, what it means is you're essentially having dual instances of certain apps. So now you can see, and once you've logged into Company Portal, it will think it's done. It will think it's absolutely fine. And I'm just signing into this phone at this point off camera. Not sure I love the little vibrations that you get when you press the buttons. I'll probably be turning those off, the haptic feedback they're called. I don't know if you can hear that little buzzing, but it's not like I'm used to maybe on Samsung. But so now I've got work profile versions of all of these apps. Now it did take a lot of doing, I'll be honest with you. I did have to log into Microsoft about 1 million times, and it sort of seemed to be doing it every single time. And then it just took many times of logging in, it seemed, with Microsoft 2-stage verification. I don't know whether that's a books thing or whether that's a my organization thing, but eventually it did work. Eventually it was absolutely fine. And eventually I got through to the badged version of Google Play, it's called, where I had the option to install the apps that my work had actually allowed me to install on a device like this. They'd sort of suggested, and OneDrive, Teams, Edge. That's the one I'm going to go into in a minute. Microsoft Office 365, and that's got all of PowerPoint, etc., and Word in there as well. And so let's go into Edge. But now I have a separate instance of a separate browser, which keeps it's a whole different app. If I had Edge on here for a personal one, it's a whole different instance of the app. So my tabs would be completely separate. All of my logins would be completely separate. And that is that's the thing to do, isn't it? That is the thing to have is. There we go. I'm in to the phone now. Where was I? So in any case, this is going to make it really useful at work. And this is why I need your help to decide which one to use, because I'm really tempted to be using this and taking it in. And now I've got my work email on there. I'm not going to go into my work email or even into Word or anything like that, because I don't want to accidentally show off any kind of sensitive information, any GDPR information. And so I think that's important to do that. So this phone seems to be up. Google services seem to be working just fine, incidentally. Just going to accept that. And as soon as it's on the home screen, we'll have a little look around that phone together as well. But of course, now I've got on here something that I can use my work email and keep that totally separate. So I can use Outlook for my YouTube email, and I've got obviously Gmail for my personal email, and I've got Outlook for work with all of its things there as well. Just setting up face on lock here. I'll skip it for now. Come back to it. Why not? You can see this. I when I planned this, I didn't necessarily think through how much of the kind of setting up and how much would take to do this. But let's check how the fingerprint is going to work. Yeah, I'd say that for me is always the right place to put a fingerprint reader. I think these underscreen things don't work all that well. There we are. I don't need to add another because that's where my thumb's always going to be, and I'm probably always going to hold it in there as well. Fine. I'll just skip that though for now. Yeah, just fine. Take me to the home screen. So has anyone else got this working? Because one interesting thing was that it did work just fine with the Ultra. It took a little while. It took a little while to get this work apps working on the work profile, working on the Ultra. I couldn't get it to work on the Tab X. So I'm interested, has anyone got it working on either of their Boox devices at all? Okay. I think that's everything that I just wanted to go through with the Boox work profile. Where do you think that leaves me? Do you think that means that that's the one I should daily drive at work? I'm really tempted, really struggling with this. Any thoughts at all of which one I should use? The Remarkable with its tab, the Remarkable with its type folio, or should I use this with its type folio, or indeed the new Elipsa 2E? Difficult choices ahead, and I need some help. What is the battery life on the Android Eink tablets? Always really, really good. That is one of the features that I really, really like. I really, really like about Eink tablets. The battery life is fantastic. It's 87 here. You can see, and you'll hardly see that move during this time. Although this latest line of Boox tablets, they are not as good in terms of their battery life as the previous ones, because they have GPUs in them as well, and that uses a bit more of the battery. Some of them, like the Remarkable, you will get pretty much 2 weeks, at least a full week out of using the Remarkable 2. So that's a really good shout for that. I'm interested to see the 2E for daily drive. Thank you for all the effort you put into these reviews. Oh, that's very nice of you to say. Thank you, Josephine. Yeah, I'm interested to see that. I think I feel like it perhaps should be the Kobo Elipsa 2E, just to really get my head around that, ready to give you a review of that. So we're going to put the Boox Tab Ultra out to the side for a moment. Let me know what you think in answer to that question at any point. I'm going to sort of leave this off for a moment, but you can see I've got 3 buttons navigation to choose from. And here's now the home screen. Cool. Let's have a check out of the camera. It's always something can't help myself. Yeah, that does look really quite crisp and clear. 120 hertz display. It's got a 108 megapixel camera on it. Where are you, young gorilla? There's Gary. He's back. And that's nice and snappy as well, which seems like a funny thing to say, but actually, yeah, wow. Just goes and goes and goes, isn't it? Yeah, this is pretty impressive so far. Let's have a look what else we have in our camera setting. Obviously beauty mode, night vision. It's kind of black and white. It's not infrared though. They do have some cameras with infrared on board. Still looks good though, doesn't it? So that'd be interesting to try that at night. What else do we have? Obviously video, and the wider angle here as well. Cool. And then you're obviously going to want to see the selfie mode. Where'd you go? Where's selfie? Aha, there it is. I don't know why I'm you can see me on this camera anyway. So. Okay, so that's quite nice. This is looking like quite a good thing. That's you guys up there on that camera. I did put it on the web, didn't I? Don't want to go to see the football scores just yet. I suppose I can go to Wikipedia. Scrolling here, I think I just noticed it kind of speed up there. That's what I guess it's got an adaptive screen rate as well. Nice subtle night light. That's quite good actually. Yeah, that's an important thing for us. Something we're going to talk about in a little while, which is safe use of display screens. It's got screencasts, it's got all the sort of normal Android things there as well. It will have some apps on it soon. You see some things just starting to come down from my sort of testing mode on Amazon, not my full. I'm sorry, my testing mode on Google devices, not my sort of full thing. Cool. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh on how heavy it is. Maybe it is something you could get used to. Something that heaviness for size in devices. It's amazing how much heaviness for size matters rather than just straight up heaviness. Like when you pick something up and this looks like the size of a normal phone. Like I say normal phone, but phones are massive these days. Here's another big phone. This is a Note 20 Ultra, and this feels lighter. It's the same size as this big phone. This is heavy for its size, but is it necessarily much heavier than, for instance, the Z Fold 3 that I am daily driving in terms of my phone? So that's an interesting kind of point, I think, about what you expect, what things look like they should weigh versus what they actually weigh. Other things, anything else you want to see about this phone just quickly, then let me know in the chat as well. It did do what you'd expect from a Android phone. It did go and grab my accounts. It asked me which one of my devices it wanted to back up from. It does, it couldn't have been easier just to get it going and ready to use that. Maybe that's the thing, that like using its speakers, you'd hope it has some pretty chunky speakers in the grills here. And obviously I'd love to try it. I'd I'd love to try it as a phone, which is what I'll do. I'll put a SIM card in it and I will try it out and see how good it is as an actual sort of daily phone. It's not going to have the things, some of the things that I'm used to having on a phone, which is this stylus, etc. But if I'm honest, on the phone, I tend to use that stylus for nothing much more than just shopping lists. A few other things as well, of course, but on occasional like teaching or talking through ideas with people, pulling out that little stylus on the back of the phone is really good on that Note Air 2, on that Galaxy Z Fold 3 wallet. Okay, so that one, you know, the ones that I've unboxed so far, the Elipsa, I think that's something I'm going to have to send back, but I didn't pay for that. They've sent me that and I get to keep that for after review, so full disclosure there. That's just something that you need to know, I think, in terms of whether your advice and videos are sponsored. This wallet, though, I bought this wallet myself. I was looking for a wallet. I have been looking for a new wallet, and mine's just getting a little bit tatty, and I was on Instagram, and Instagram adverts got me on this one. How susceptible are you to the aspirational Instagram adverts? They do look really good. I mean, normally I see an Instagram advert and think, oh, that looks cool, that looks amazing, I really like that. But really, it's a model or somebody using a thing, and you think, well, I'd like to be like that. It looks like that is doing a good thing for them. And then you go through to the website and you think, oh, actually, there's not much to this. But this wallet here, it did look to be quite a good product. And then I had a little look at some sort of lists of best wallets that you can get. And this did come up on a fair few of them. And I decided to give it a go. It's not as slim as my previous wallet, but we will see whether that's because, yeah, it's sort of as thick as a phone, isn't it? But this is what it does. I hadn't considered that, but maybe I should, because another thing, you know, I make these reviews, etc. This is a big part of my income, and I'm working less and working less professionally as a teacher, and I'm doing this instead of that. And one way that I am supported is by people in the audience actually buying products that I recommend. So affiliate sales, I have Amazon affiliate links mainly in the description if you want to have a look at those, any products that you feel like you might want to buy. Would this be something that I should include in that? Should I look at their affiliate thing as well? Would you buy this? Let's have a little look. So I'm going to have thought to myself, I don't want to show credit cards on a live stream. So I'm going to just I found some old ski passes from Port du Soleil, which is Morzine essentially, and its environs. Do these just all go straight in like that? I think they do. I don't think there's any. Then they pop up in that order. And how many can I fit into there, I wonder? They fitted in. If these were all credit card size, which they do feel quite credit card size, they fitted in 6. So that's 4 in there now. That's pretty tight. I'm not going to get more than 6, I think. It's quite nice. What do you guys think of this? Something that you would consider? I went for this. I can't remember what it was called. Let's have a little look. I'll show you the website itself now, because why not? Here it is. This is the Parliament wallet. Seems to be their kind of they're kind of basic of all wallets, really. There's other ones. I didn't want just that. I see. So the aluminium card holder would have just been this central piece without the side parts. But obviously you've also got some space for maybe an ID or something. here on the side, a couple of extra little card slots there. And space for some cash in there. It's quite a nice little wallet, to be quite honest. What is it? It says 1 to 12 cards, so I guess they're thinking you can put 3 and 3 in there, or maybe you can squeeze an extra one in there. Don't think so. Question, if you've just got 1 in there, will it fall out? No, it doesn't fall. Oh, I see. It's got little, maybe you won't be able to see this on the camera very easily, but it's got little sort of teeth. That means when it slips in, it's sort of being held by these teeth. So it doesn't just fall out. That's quite a nice piece of design, isn't it? So you can just hold 1 in that pocket reasonably safely, I would suggest. That's quite nice, isn't it? And this particular one, let's go back to the website. This particular one is the Parliament wallet, 1 to 12 cards, and the color I've gone for I think it's this one. Roma Cognac. Yeah, that sounds like my style. I don't think I went for this one. What was this one? Caramel. I almost went for caramel and I ended up going Roma Cognac. I think that's pretty much what I've got there. That's nice. I like this. Oh, so slick stuff, neat stuff. Use one of these, except it's blue. I wish the leather fold had a magnet. It's kind of floppy. Yeah, I see that actually. I think I'm imagining over time being squished into my pocket that it will sort of fold itself into that position. Cool, let's see. And again, I'll come back. Well, I don't know if I will or not actually, but depending on how much interest there is in this particular type of product, maybe I'll come back with a full review of this as well. We'll see. Let me know if this is something that you are interested in. I'm always interested to know where I can sort of expand the types of things that I evaluate on this channel, that I review for you on this channel. And anything you're interested in, any sort of area that you're interested in, please do suggest it. This is one thing that I thought you might be interested in. So we're not much closer to, well, I think so far in terms of which one am I going to daily drive next? Is it going to be the Boox Tab Ultra with its new work profile features? Is it going to be the Kobo Elipsa 2E? It's nice and light, that actually, compared to having a keyboard case. Again, is it light, or is it just by comparison it feels light? Or the Remarkable 2 with its keyboard case. Very nice device, this, obviously. The Remarkable is sort of the one that started this whole fascination with them off. Incidentally, I used this to type something quite important out recently, and well, I actually used how I was going to say it, how I said I would use it. I used the handwriting recognition, and then I transformed it into text, and then I edited it with the keyboard. But when I copied and pasted it out of the desktop app, it didn't come through with its bullet points for some reason, and there's no option, I think, to copy and paste it as plain text, and it actually didn't come out in the same way it was formatted. So that's something I think that they need to sort out, because it will be a pain in the bottom, and I will not do it. I will not be using it if every single time I export something from here, I have to actually go in and retell it to do bullet points or reformat it into headings, etc. It needs to come out with the formatting that you've actually bothered to put in there. I don't know whether I've got something wrong, or whether it does better if it comes out of your phone app, or it comes out of the web app, or whatever. But they need to get that right, because I shouldn't have to format it once on the device and then once when I input some text into Word. That's just silly. So give me an option basically to export a page or several pages as a Word doc, maybe might be the way to do that. Need something though. maybe it'd be better if I use the Google Drive integration and go up that way. I don't know. Has anyone got any experience with that, with using the text features on the Remarkable? Let me know, please, because, you know, I get a lot from your experience as well. So this one is an interesting one. This one was a bit of a funny one, and they wrote to me and said, would you like to try our smart glasses? And I looked at the website and I thought, not really, to be honest. But I changed my mind because they, let's go to their website and you can see, I thought, oh, this firstly doesn't really look like smart glasses in the way that I would think of smart glasses, in terms of it doesn't really look like that it's got any way of controlling your phone and have a screen built into it and have a camera on it or anything like that. But what are these? They just look like essentially a Bluetooth microphone and speaker, you know, a Bluetooth headset, but built into some glasses. And I just didn't really think that was worth me reviewing for you. But then they wrote back and said, are you sure? Because I think this will suit your audience, because actually your audience are really interested in eye safe technology for screens. And yes, I said, oh yeah, I didn't actually cotton on to the fact that's what they were for, but actually this is actually eye and hearing protection for screens. And I don't know about you, but if I'd have a full day here working from home on these screens, especially incidentally if I use my contact lenses over my glasses. So if I'm wearing contact lenses, which I am wearing now, and I'm staring at a screen for a long period of time, then I find that quite tricky. I get the, you know, not for some time, probably after about 4 to 5 hours of constant screen use, I do get this moments where I'm just like, I just can't sort of focus on the screen any longer, and I do end up getting headaches, etc. as well. So let's have a little look at these, because one thing about them is the lenses have blue light filtering. So it says in the chat, another elegant unboxing from me. What you don't see in an edited unboxing video is that I just smash all those things together. So it looks like I'm really slick. But I do that because then it just doesn't waste your time really watching me struggle to open boxes. Now, let's have a look. Nicely packaged. And one thing about this type of product is, are you going to look a bit odd wearing them? They do have quite large, obviously, earpieces here. You can see the speaker grills are on the side here. Do you see them? Are they in any way stylish looking? What do you think? You let me know in the comments how stylish looking these are, and I will go with your opinions on them. At least I have hair that can kind of cover up and hide the large sides here. And I'd really like to get them connected to the Kobo Elipsa. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see if it's very easy to do. I haven't seen anything like a quick start guide or anything in here. But in the bottom, I'll show you that. I'll show you what I've just discovered. So the top of this case is for the glasses themselves, but you see there's a bit of a, you can't see that, but there's a sort of angled panel in there, meaning the bottom of the case opens out to reveal your quick start guide and cleaning cloth and charging cable. Looks exactly like the type of charging cable you get with many smartwatches, and polarizing lenses as well, which I'll give a go at the end. How do they connect? I wonder. Do you have to pop out the... It doesn't tell me, but I'll have to look that up to make sure I get that right. Perhaps won't do it live on camera because I want to get that right. And importantly, if I try and read off the screen, and I'll tell you whether it's any more comfortable, but I think that this is something where I'm going to have to live with this for some time before I know whether these really, really help me with a screen or not. Is it obvious how to do that? They don't obviously just clip in, do they? Can't even see how you would. The charging goes on the side here. So that charging cable just clips in just here. I think it has, there's two little buttons there. Let's see how to turn it on, shall we? Power button is the one closest to the front. Press and hold, 2 seconds. It says indoor and outdoor mode switching, press once, okay? Charge for 90 minutes before first use, it says. I'm just going to presume that it's going to be all right, to be quite honest. It's just enable the Bluetooth features, select. Okay, so let's see if we've got the, let's see if we've got it. Let's see if we've got it available in our Bluetooth menu in our Kobo Elipsa 2E that we're playing about with today. Come back to the lenses. Bluetooth on. So the second button is the function button. Yeah, there it is. Look. Second button is the function button. Oh, I can hear that. It's quite, natural sounding actually. So there we are. Now I am going to read, or rather listen to, my chemistry book that they've loaded up here. Lessons in chemistry. Let's go. That's, oh, how do I turn it up? I've turned on to, the only thing I can really do, it seems, is switch between indoor mode. It must be a volume, surely. Well, let's since we've got the technology, let's go to the full instructions using. I've got to pause that to concentrate. I hope this has been a bit of fun. Let me know. We're going to do a bit of Q&A today, by the way. So do let me know if you've got any questions. Do let me know if you've got any questions at all, but anything that we've talked about. Let's see if we've got any more information about these here. What do you think? There's none of you have commented on how good I look in these Rocket Life glasses. Let me know. I just, as a support is taken to me too, rather than how to turn up the volume. I've got volume on the device. So I think you just need to, you just need to control the volume from the device. That's all you need to do. This is good. So again, I'll pause. This is good. That sounds good. That is a comfortable way to listen. So let's talk a little bit more about these. My dad actually uses these open ear type headphones. and he likes them, and he does say they're more comfortable. What he likes about them, though, is that he can still talk and interact with other people. And because his hearing isn't so good anymore, it helps us listen to things together. So my dad and I sit and watch the news sometimes in the evening, and he can hear it. We can talk about it still, and I don't have to have it stupidly loud on the TV as well. So that's good, right? These things, I do get headaches if I sit and I work on these screens for a full day. Is one thing that really appeals to many of us about the Eink tablet world, and why something like the Onyx Boox Tab Ultra is so appealing, because it's starting to do all the things you can do on a main computer, but on an Eink screen. Having that reflective screen means that it's just using the ambient light and a little bit of supporting light from a front light, which is reflecting off the screen, rather than these panels just blaring light at you, trying to compete with the ambient light and by only getting brighter. I mean, if you look at this screen here, this is an IPS panel. You see how bright that thing really is. You know, if you watch my camera just change its, to sort of dims everything else, it seems to when it sees how bright this screen is, it's like, wow, okay, I need to change my settings to compensate for how bright that thing really, really is. And these are trying to combat that by having a blue light filter. And perhaps these might be the answer for working from home. My next time I have a working from home day, then I will wear these for the whole day. And I will let you know, because I will do a full review on these, because they've sent them to me on the understanding that I will make a full review video on them, and I'll let you know, and I'll let you know if I recommend them or not. I can tell you that one thing that really frustrates me about wearing glasses is reflections, and I can see, as you can, I can see the reflections on these glasses are not good. They are not well controlled. It's very difficult to talk to somebody when you're seeing a lot of very difficult to talk to somebody and engage someone when you're not really seeing their eyes, because you're seeing a lot of reflection on the lenses in front of them. So if you ever buy glasses that don't have anti-reflective coating on them, you'll know what I'm talking about, and you'll know it's not an absolute pleasure. I will say the lenses themselves, they sort of looking through them, they feel like looking through a piece of plastic rather than through something that's got a greater clarity. Not that they aren't clear, they are clear, but it does feel like you're looking through sunglasses rather than that. But actually, the one thing I notice, the more I'm kind of conscious about it, I notice when my eyes relax now. I notice that when I use Eink, or when I use RLCD, which is something that we've talked about on a live stream before, and also have a comparison between Eink and RLCD now as well, reflective LCD screens, I actually notice my eyes relaxing, and I can actually, having these on now for this brief period, I can notice my eyes somewhat relaxing. Probably not to the point that I do when I use RLCD or Eink, though. As Rocket is an interesting company. Let's go back and have a little look at their website again, because what do they make? They make glasses, and they also make tire inflators. So it's an interesting kind of mix there. Why on earth do they do this? Well, because they have this. They're actually sponsoring a BMW racing team. They're on their shirts. Look, so that's why the tire inflator thing, I suppose. And also the Rocket, the kind of premium line, the best one they sell is a collaboration with Rocket Ronnie, who is a snooker player who you probably don't know if you're around the world, but Rocket Ronnie is one of the best snooker players who's ever played the game, known as Rocket because he for a long time had the fastest ever break, the fastest ever 147 break. I think he probably still holds that, to be honest, and he's an incredibly talented snooker player. And so yeah, he's involved in endorsing these as well, it would seem. So cool. So that's Rocket. What do you think? Tell me whether you think they look good or are you just being too kind? And I always say to my wife anyway, I will make absolutely anything work. Right. Any questions then from you guys in the chat at all, which one should I daily drive next? The Remarkable with its type folio, or the Tab Ultra with its type folio and the work profile and the full Office apps? Or should I daily drive and go into the Elipsa 2E for the next few weeks? I'm currently, I've been using for about a month and a bit now. I've been using the Tab X, which I've really enjoyed. What should I look at next? Because that will be, most likely, that will be the next full review that you see on my channel. Cool. So there's only been a couple of things. Which Boox device is the newest? Oh, there's some news I really wanted to bring you really quickly as well. Which Boox device is the newest? The newest is the Tab X. And the Tab X is absolutely fabulous. It's in my work bag because it's my daily at the moment at work, and it is an absolutely fabulous device. It's huge. It's A4 size. It is the real deal, basically. The Tab X is an absolutely fabulous e-reader. It's not cheap though. It's 900 and something pounds. But what news did I want to share with you? Well, I just saw on I don't think this really qualifies as news really yet, but it will be news, I hope, soon on Reddit. So a little notification from our Eink saying there's this new poster. It's in Chinese from Boox. So it is only, this is a teaser for May the 5th. And it will be, there's some text here. There seems to be 3 sizes. Surely this means there's 3 sizes of something. And it says reader, e-ink tablet, notebook, large screen, clear and silky. What could that mean? This is the kind of conversion here. Maybe the Onyx phone is finally coming. Wouldn't that be amazing? A big e-ink phone. It says big screen, so I guess not. Might be biased. A big screen Onyx phone. Wouldn't that be incredible? I would love to see Onyx make a phone. It was something that I was thinking just recently. There's a video coming where that will make more sense, but an e-ink phone would be a great thing to have available. So you've always got essentially an e-ink screen with you. And which of the new ones is A4 format? I think I've answered that one in my chat there, Rooney, as well. The Tab X is the A4 one as well. So really quickly, any more comments or questions? I'm going to say thank you very much. This has been a bit of a mega unboxing today. Just had lots of things to get opened up and thought this was a good way to share it with you and enjoy the time with you as well. Are there any phone size e-ink readers, e-ink devices that are already out there? Yeah, the Hisense make phones with e-ink screens. There's A5, A7 and A9. I'm considering, I've been trying to get hold of Hisense to see if they'll send me one, but as they're a largely Chinese company and they don't really trade in Europe, they're quite hard to get hold of. I would love to get hold of one of those. They don't have Google Play services, it seems, so you can't use a lot of Google Play, and anything that you have to sign in with a Google account or you need to pay for through Google Play, you can't use on the Hisense e-ink phones. So that is a bit frustrating. But I would like to try one of those. I think Onyx Boox would do a great phone. They would do a really great job of a phone. Okay, dudes. Well, thanks so much for spending the evening with me, and I will see you again really, really soon. Stay tuned for this weekend, for there's a few good videos coming out that I'm sure. And early next week, some really interesting videos coming out. Okay, thanks so much for watching.